passenger side off. You out of the way. Drive shaft is out. It looks intact, which is a shame because it basically means then all that swarf is likely to have come from the diff itself, and all because of the axle wind-up. Now, because I've got to do the A-frame and I've also got to get the diff out, I might as well just take the back axle off. It's been a busy day. Oh, good Lord. Done nothing further with the back axle. I'm just waiting for confirmation back from the customer. I pulled all of the matting out of the driver's footwell and then chipped all of the sound deadening off, most of which came off in very large lumps, and underneath it is surface rust, as you can see. There's disappointingly, there's a bit of rust over here, similarly here. Top of the sill's okay. Inside of the A-post, well, I'm afraid, folks, that's what they do. Now, disappointingly, there's also rot there and right at the far end over there, and I think that's just where it's rotted from the inside to the outside, which is a shame. Soon patch it. And then I pulled the front wingy off, really to assess the A-post, which, while it looks fantastic on the outside, it's well on its way to rotting from the inside to the outside. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with it yet. The sill is sound. Sorry, the main structure of the sill is sound. And then when we're looking at the footwell, you can see the other side of the corrosion there. Sorry, a bit of flickering there from the lampy McLamp face. So yes, and then I started stripping out this whole inner wing area. As you can see, it's somewhat compromised, and just in case you're thinking, come on Rich, you can save that, it just gets to a point where, you know, it's not that much more metal to weld into it if I was to save it. So I've been dismantling and pulling loom and everything out. So the whole loom for the driver's side now is down here. And then when it comes to the sill, I wasn't expecting that. And there's a fair amount of crap on the inside there. So I think what I'm going to do is chop a section out of the front, and I'm going to blow all of the crap down and out. Because that's actually quite deep in there. It's not beyond it, as you can see at the bottom there, I've got primer. So I think it's right on the edge, this one. Right teetering on the edge. And I think that it can be saved. You can see there's a nice bit of, is that a filler in there? No, silicone sealer. And all this shit, when this all comes out, can we see filler at this end? Yes, sorry, not filler. Can we see primer at this end? I don't know. There's a lot of seam sealer been wedged into a hole in there. I think that's a previous bodge. Rest of the sill structure on the outside, serviceable. Oh. And on the back, similar sort of problems. Nothing really, I've not been over that with Mr. Tuppy, as you can see. Nothing really that warrants huge disaster. Now, the passenger side is still all together. Yeah, try and avoid that. Just don't look at that. And in here, all I've done is taken the carpet out. And you can see, really, how far they go up. So I'm going to have to take, I might have to drop the aircon box. No, it looks like the welding. I'm going to need someone in here on fire watch while I do this. All these black sheets are going to come out. Because what basically happens is you'll find that there's water underneath them. But the rest of this, on this side, is good. The inner sill is fine. There's a tiny bit of surface corrosion there, but no welding needed on this side apart from the front footwell. So pleased with the sill on this side. I'll treat the rust, the surface rust, and give it a good coat of paint. Then, what's happened? The doors are rattling, by the way, because all the door seals are out. Let's wander back over here again. So let's look at this. So for this inner wing, really, I think I was wondering whether I could do it without taking the deck off, but I think the deck really needs to come off to get this piece off. This is probably why when the car SOS car went through, they just chopped it off here and then butt welded it up against it. I'll see. I think with all that shit down there to do, I'm going to end up cutting quite a lot of A-post out in order to sort that. Yeah, time to talk to the customer, I think. I think my estimate might have been a bit on the south side. But all of the top of the bulkhead up here, this is all right. And again, I maintain this is a good one. This is a 29-year-old car, folks. Let's not piss around here. This is a 29-year-old car. Not only is it a 29-year-old car, this is a 29-year-old Range Rover. And I'm fairly sure that these are the original inner wings, as they are on my car. My car's not much better than this. In fact, I think my car might be a bit worse because the headlight boxes on this, at least they're reasonably sound. Now, here we've got, there's the 93. There's the body ID there. So I'll just drill the spot weld there and at the back and see if I can get this plate off intact. I think there's only 2 spot welds, one at each end. Get that plate off intact because that can go back on again when I've finished. And I need to get the inner wings ordered up. Get those sorted out. I'll do one side at a time and I can leave the deck piece in place. The only annoying thing that I hadn't kind of considered, let me just get this fucking light out of my face. Down here you can see the closing panel for the radiator, this L section here, and it looks like, yeah, oh that's good, it's pop riveted onto the front panel. That's good news. Oh, that makes my life so much easier because I want to leave this on the car, you see. I don't want, because all the aircon pipes and everything go through it, I don't want to disturb any of this. I just want to take the inner wing out. I'm going to have to disturb the brakes purely because you can't see it here, but over here, right in there, you can see that the bracket where the flexes go, the ridges go to the flexes, that bracket is actually part of the inner wing. So I'm going to have to do that. And depending on, it's not looking very healthy, is it? Perhaps they do that when they go down. I don't know. What's the other side like? Oh. It's getting cold again, so I'm going to pack up, bugger off home. I can't even see on this side. The wings in place. Yeah, this one's crumpled as well. Now, there is some modifications to the loom on this thing. And I can't work out for the life of me what they're for. But basically, there is, where'd it go to? Let's put this up here. This relay goes into a piece of black and red domestic core cable which went down behind the radiator and was like that. And then there's a relay and a fuse, that's the fuse supply. But then on top of all that, it then goes into the loom and looks like it splices onto the orange blue wire. So I don't know what's going on there, unless the fusible link for the orange blue was starting to fail and they put another wire to it. No, because it's a relay, isn't it? So it would need, it's a fused relay, look at that. My word, luxury. I don't know what it was for. There's no switch, there's no nothing. All it's got is those 2 wires that go down behind the radiator. And there was nothing on the end of them. When I look in here, All of this is quite clean and tidy in here. So all I've got to do is unbolt the aircon rad. The main radiator for the car is free, just sitting there. And I think when I've drilled the spot welds out, this wing will fall off. Yes. We can get the new one on. It's exactly the same as the job I've got to do on my car as well. Right, found out what was wrong with this door, this window catch as well, this tailgate. Because this thing keeps popping open. Yeah, that's fucked. So basically what's happening is the screws have gone right the way through the outer casing. Someone's gone berserk tightening them up. And they've gone right the way through the outer casing. I've got some lube on them to see if I can get the screw on there. But I think one of these pattern parts, they weren't very good in that there wasn't enough of a lip on the outer casing for it to hold itself together. If we look at this side, you can see that it's nice and solid. And the screw is sitting on the lip on the black metal casing. So if I can get it apart, I can fix it. If I can't, it's going to be cut off and a new one put on. Well, that's all the hubs and everything off. Axles off. No real issues there. I couldn't get the pivot pin, the A-frame pin, off the top of the axle. I thought I'll just do that when it's all off. And someone's already been here with the that's the driver's side ABS sensor and glued the fucking diff in. So it's just silicone all round it. It's started to shift. You can see I'm just starting to get in there. I mean, it makes me laugh because, yeah, that was really effective, wasn't it, folks? Unblock the breather. It's a lot easier. It's a lot easier way of sealing the diff in. Really is. But let me battle on with this, and I shall let you know where we are. Well, it eventually released its grip. Wasn't easy though. There was no gasket on there. I expect it's on the diff. Yes, right. Let's go and have a look at the diff. Let's go and see what's going on. I still need to cut that off. I just tore my bloody trousers open on it. Didn't hurt myself though. Right, here's the diff. Right, where's the gasket? Oh, there's no gasket on there either. Yes, folks. Bathroom sealant is not a good substitute for a half-decent gasket. Twats. Right, let's get you set up on the tripod, and we're going to take this thing apart and find out what the problem is. There's a reasonable amount of backlash in there. What I might do is I might blueprint it before I take it apart. Let's just see roughly what we're doing, where we're going with it. 24 spline diff, I think. Little bits all over the place. I suspect it's going to be properly fucked. Crosspin's intact though. There's a lot of play up here between the sun and planet gears, so it could just be that strip clean and sort the end flow out. Could be all it needs. It's a massive amount of play up here though. All of that I wouldn't expect. Look. That's what your problem is. So something's gone bang, hasn't it, really? Right, let me get myself organised. Decided against it. I'm not going to blueprint it. I honestly can't see the point in that at all. That amount of play on a sun gear is fucked. So let's take it apart and see if it's salvageable. These things are very easy to get apart. So what we really need to do here is we've got to mark the various ends. So let me get myself set up with a bit of degreasant and a cloth, which is here. Look at that. It's a very useful cloth, that one. A bit of degreaser, a cloth. We'll mark it up, and then I'll give you an indication about what I'm doing. Nice. Now what I'll do, because I just want to, because this whole thing's going to come apart anyway. What I want to do is just see if anyone has marked this thing up in the past, and if they haven't, I will, because obviously I want to keep the caps and the end pieces aligned with each other. Right, I think that'll do it. A bit more here. That's better. Right, that cloth can go in there because it's absolutely revolting. Okie doke, can I see any markings on this thing at all anywhere? No, don't think I can. Right, let's get the punch kits. Punch a couple of. So I'm normally would just use an A or a B. I don't get berserk with this thing. As long as I can easily identify which cap is which. There is an A. Here's my hammer. So we go on to the sidewall. A. Onto the cap. A. Onto the wheel. That didn't really work, that. Let's go onto the wheel there. That's better. There's an A on there. There's an A on there. Right, great. That's done that one. Let's roll him over and do a B on the other ones. Just in case I lose the A, then at least I've got a B I can work with. Again, a world of snot. I mean, the fucking gasket's £1. Crying out loud. £1. Right, this one is going to be B. B. A B. B. That didn't really come out on there. I did that time. Right, okie dokie. Now let's get this thing apart. Now, normally you'd try and get rid of the pin out of here, but because I'm just going to take the entire cap off, I don't think I'll worry too much about that. I don't think it's necessary. Then obviously I've got the adjustment wheel. I really want to find out how bad this thing is, with an enormous amount of crud and stuff in here. Get this off. So basically all I'm doing here is taking off the 2 end caps. I'm not worried about necessarily there's one end cap which is intact. There's one adjusting wheel which is also intact. And then we've got the other end cap on this side. Threatening to knock my coffee over. Oh, you be careful of the coffee. The end cap comes off. The wheel's intact. And now I can roll the diff and cage and bearings out. Okay. So let me move the diff casing out of the way because I'm more interested in this, because I think the source of my noise is this plate here. And I want to find out what has happened. Okie doke, so that's the bearing cap for that one. Because what I try and do is, let me pop this over, because I wasn't going to get distracted by taking all the rubber gloop seal shit off that. Right, okay. For this end. So that's the bearing cap. Bearing feels horrible. Really probably should put some gloves on here, shouldn't I? Let's just give it a quick spray. Quick wrap over. Just get rid of the worst of the axle grease. think whatever's going to happen here, we're going to need a complete rebuild or a replacement diff, because it's a 24 spline diff. Got a little bit of a problem here, folks. Oh, something nasty happened there, isn't there? Something nasty has happened there. I reckon there's something in this casing somewhere that's got itself chewed up. Something went bang, didn't it? Right, I think what we'll do, let's get the crown wheel off first of all. There we go. Now, crown wheel should come off now. Oh, some nasty sharp bits of metal under there. Right, let's take you off. You're off. You can come out of there. You can go. Just check for any failure on here. There's the number on the crown wheel. Looks all right on the face of it, but it's difficult to tell really. At least the teeth aren't all sharp. Let's pop you there. Cleany handsies. Now we can get the crosspin out. So, I got the circlip off already, which has gone somewhere. There it is over there. Crosspin can come out. It's not broken. It's not even got that much wear on it. Circuit can go back on the crosspin so we don't lose it. Right, that's that. And then, by rotating this, we can get the two planet wheels out. Drop it on the floor, ham-fisted gibbon. This will all get a wash. It's all right. It's all right. And then the sun gear should pop out here. There's one. Ooh. Fucking hell, Richard! Fucking drop anything else today? That's showing some signs of distress there, and there's also big lumps of metal underneath it. I think what's happened here is that that has eaten into the carrier. So it could well be the carrier's dead. Let's get the other one out. This one looks in better order. It's not perfect. It's better. Really, we need to get these bearings off. I need a puller for that, and then it all needs to be cleaned, I think, and work out what we're going to do. But it's suffered some, I think. Coffee can go in here. Big socket will work beautifully. Big socket and a lump of steel. Let's pop that there. A big lump of steel, which is going to go across the top there. Because obviously the socket's got a big hole in it, which is not much copper really, is it? And then push that onto there and tighten it up. It should lift the bearing up. Is it lifting it up? Come on, you bastard. How are you? Oh. It's tight. Actually bending the fucking... Let's do these up a bit tighter. Sometimes these come off really easily, and other times they don't. Let's move that up there. You see, we're bending the bolts. Oh. Right, well, at least the nuts are on. That is right, isn't it, Richard? Yes, that's right. Let's get, because we've got Mr. Tappy here. Otherwise we're going to have to press it off in the press, which I really don't want to be doing. Right socket, Richard. Right socket. Fucking hell. I think it's going. It's going. Here it comes. It was just holding on for grim life. Right, now, bearing is coming off the diff. It really didn't want to let go. What? I mean, you can see that the puller mangles the outer cage there. But like I say, I don't want to use it again. I want to do the other one now. I'm sure that there will be a special tool somewhere to, get these bloody things off. But this is the easiest way I've got of doing it. Bearing in mind that the bearing is sacrificial in this case. You ham-fisted gibbon. Did it bend it? It did a fair amount there. Look at that. Let's get some stronger bolts here, Richard. Right, so this one comes off a bit easier. Right, where's the nut gone? Oh. I mean, this is just a fucking cheapo, nasty Amazon Chinesium puller set kit that I bought, so don't think in any way that this is an expensive tool. Check that goes down, it's roughly in the middle, that's good. Right, that one came off a lot easier. Crack. And that one is off. Well, bearings are off. I can go back over here. Let's lob the wheels back in, the two wheels, put the planet gears, whatever you want to call them, back in, roll it around. Yeah, to my mind, that is all over the place, that one. It's one side, it's this side, it's the inside edge, it's got side to side movement and up and up and down movement. So something's gone badly wrong in there. I'm inclined to say crack test, replace, whatever. Fucked. One fucked diff. Alright, well, that's the end of that lecture then. There's no point me proceeding. I'm going to put the cross pin back in it again, just so it's assembled. Oh, our cross pin back in. Hey, camera's about to make a bib for freedom. Settle down. There we go, that's in. I'm inclined to say that is very fucked. So I've got, on this bottom wheel, I can move it that way and back. Top wheel is actually rocking on its axis. So something has actually, because I'm actually just tipping it backwards and forwards, it's fucked. I think the cage has given way somewhere.